Welcome to the Accelerated Savings Challenge. In this video, we will show high earners how to strategically allocate surplus cash toward long-term goals like a home down payment, without sacrificing essentials. First, we will set the stage with your starting numbers. Next, we will compare two approaches, moderate versus aggressive, and quantify their impact. Then, we will walk through a step-by-step implementation plan, discuss critical safeguards like emergency buffers and sinking funds, and close with a quick knowledge check. Stay with me through the end for practical takeaways you can apply today. Here is today's agenda. First, we will establish your baseline numbers. Next, we will compare moderate and aggressive strategies. Then, we will explain why an aggressive allocation can dramatically accelerate your wealth accumulation. After that, we will show you how to implement the plan with automation and sinking funds. We will also highlight a critical warning regarding emergency buffers. Finally, we will test your knowledge and map your path to a down payment. At a high level, your net cash flow each fortnight is $200–300. Essentials like housing, food, and fitness total $880. That leaves $420 in surplus that determines your trajectory. The flowchart shows two branches. The moderate route channels $500 to growth, leaving $500 for discretionary spending and suggesting $420 for sinking funds. The aggressive route channels $800 to growth, tightens discretionary spending to $400, and leaves $220 for sinking funds. As we proceed, notice how the allocation decision compounds into faster progress toward your down payment. Let's anchor on the numbers. You take home $300 every 2 weeks. After paying essential costs totaling $880, you retain a surplus of $420. This is the pool from which you fund long-term goals, discretionary spending, and upcoming periodic expenses. Now we will compare how a moderate approach versus an aggressive approach uses this surplus and why the choice matters so much over a year. Here is a side-by-side comparison. The moderate route allocates $500 per fortnight to a high-growth account, which totals about $13,000 per year in contributions. It leaves around $500 for discretionary spending and approximately $420 for sinking funds. The aggressive strategy directs $800 per fortnight to long-term growth, totaling roughly $2,800 in annual contributions. It compresses discretionary spending to $400 and leaves about $220 for sinking funds. Next, we will quantify why the more aggressive path meaningfully accelerates your wealth accumulation. The math is compelling. Increasing contributions by $300 per fortnight leads to nearly $8,000 in additional annual accumulation. This is a straightforward multiplication of 26 periods per year times $300, and it excludes potential investment gains. The larger base compounding earlier accelerates your timeline to a down payment. While the aggressive route tightens discretionary spending, purposeful planning and categorization can preserve lifestyle satisfaction. Now, to visualize your allocation mix, let's review a simple budget pie chart. This pie chart breaks down the aggressive fortnightly allocation. Essentials are unchanged at $880. The growth allocation of $800 takes priority to capture compounding. Discretionary spending is a focused $400, which encourages choices aligned with your goals. The remaining $220 flows to sinking funds to prepare for predictable, non-monthly expenses like insurance premiums and vehicle registration. With the allocation visualized, let's move into specific steps to implement this plan seamlessly. Here is your step-by-step rollout. First, automate transfers on payday so the growth contribution, $800 for the aggressive plan or $500 for the moderate plan, moves without effort. Second, define and build an emergency buffer, typically 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. Third, set up a separate general savings account for sinking funds to cover predictable large expenses like insurance, vehicle registration, and education fees. Allocate to it every pay cycle. Fourth, cap discretionary spending with a separate wallet or budget category. Fifth, reassess quarterly to reflect income changes or new goals. Sixth, write down your plan in a concise one-page document to sustain momentum. Next, we will flag a critical warning that protects your plan from cash crunches. Before choosing an aggressive strategy that may lock funds away, ensure you maintain an accessible emergency buffer. Any savings designated for insurance, vehicle registration, or future education should stay in a separate, liquid general savings account, not in your long-term growth fund. This separation ensures you do not incur penalties, take on debt, or interrupt compounding to cover predictable, periodic expenses. Now that your safety net is in place, let's anchor the plan with a clear 2-week cash layout. This table illustrates a sample 2-week plan using the same net income and essentials. In the moderate plan, $500 goes toward growth, $500 goes to discretionary spending, and approximately $420 is reserved for sinking funds. In the aggressive plan, $800 goes toward growth. Discretionary spending narrows to $400, and around $220 flows to sinking funds. These allocations are examples and can be tuned to your actual periodic expenses. Next, let's test your understanding with a quick quiz. Question: where should you keep money for annual insurance premiums, vehicle registration, or future education expenses? Is it A, in a long-term growth account that may lock funds, B, in a separate liquid general savings account, C, under the mattress, or D, on a credit card until the bill arrives? You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is to keep the funds in a separate, liquid, general savings account. This ensures you have immediate access for predictable expenses without disrupting your long-term growth allocations. Question: if you add $300 per fortnight to your long-term savings, approximately how much extra wealth do you accumulate each year, excluding market gains? Is it A, $3,600, B, $7,800 to $8,000, C, $13,000, or D, $2,800? You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is approximately $7,800 to $8,000 per year. This is based on 26 pay periods multiplied by $300. This timeline depicts how consistent aggressive contributions compound into a down payment. In Q1 2025, you automate $800 per fortnight and open your high-yield or investment account. By Q2 2025, you complete a $5,000 emergency buffer to protect cash flow. By Q3 2025, you reach approximately $10,400 in contributions. In Q4 2025, you conduct a quarterly review and rebalance if needed. In 2026, your total contributions approximate $2,800 before considering market gains. By 2027, you aim to meet your down payment milestone and reassess lending conditions. Now, let's talk about maintaining momentum without burning out. Sustaining an aggressive savings pace requires preventing burnout. Use an 80-20 guideline to preserve meaningful enjoyment while trimming low-value extras. Schedule low-cost activities such as home-cooked dinners or library nights. Maintain a small flex category to absorb minor surprises without derailing your plan. Gamify your progress with streak tracking and milestone rewards. Plan small, intentional treats aligned with contribution milestones to reinforce the habit. As we approach the end, let's capture the key takeaways. Here are the key points. First, the aggressive allocation adds nearly $8,000 in annual contributions. Second, preserve a liquid and separate emergency buffer and sinking fund to prevent cash strain. Third, automate transfers on payday. Fourth, review quarterly to maintain alignment with your goals. Fifth, your down payment timeline accelerates through consistency and compounding. Next, we will provide a concise summary and an important disclaimer. To summarize, you net $300 per fortnight and cover $880 in essentials. The remaining $420 determines your pace toward a home purchase. The aggressive plan channels $800 to growth for approximately $2,800 in annual contributions, trims discretionary to $400, and sets around $220 aside for sinking funds. The moderate plan allocates $500 to growth, totaling about $13,000 per year, allows $500 for discretionary, and suggests around $420 for sinking funds. Adding $300 per fortnight yields nearly $8,000 more per year, accelerating your timeline. Disclaimer: this content is educational only and not financial advice. Consult a qualified professional to tailor strategies to your specific situation. As we close, here is a quick call to action. Thank you for watching. If this helped, please like the video, share it with someone who is saving for a down payment, and subscribe for more evidence-based money strategies. In the comments, share how you would allocate your surplus and any tips that help you stay consistent. See you in the next lesson.